What up, you Timmy's here, and happy Memorial Day. Since it is Memorial Day and I'm doing my reviews for about 10 war movies, here's my review for the 1970 film Patton. Now, Patton premiered all the way back in 1970 on January 25th, 1970, to be exact, and starred famed actor George C. Scott, who I believe won an Oscar for this, if I'm not mistaken. And it was the biography of controversial World War II hero General George S. Patton. So I guess now I can see why George C. Scott starred in this. George C. George S. But the film covers his wartime activities and accomplishments here, beginning with his entry into the North American campaign, and the ending with his removal from command after his outspoken criticism of U.S. post-war military strategy. The film was directed by Franklin J. Schnaffer. It was written by Francis Ford Coppola. George C. Scott, of course, he also portrayed, of course, he was in, A Christmas Carol. He's been some other iconic stuff as well. George C. Scott was terrific here. You also had Carl Malden was in this. Michael Bates. I mean, it's definitely an interesting biography film that showcases George S. Patton's time in the warfare and all. And after his success in North America campaign, Patton and Bernard Montgomery came out with competing plans to for the Allied invasions of Sicily here. They such an interesting story right in this. It's such an iconic film to tell. It's very performances by George C. Scott was terrific. George C. Scott was definitely one of the best actors of that era. He was so iconic in his own part, and he does such a great job in a film like this. Probably his best movie, his best work of all time, really. And the film, of course, focuses in particular on the value placed on winning by American society here. And it's a really decent film. I mean, Patton, who has the character, Patton was a very interesting, was a bit of an interesting person back in the days. Definitely shows his life, of who he was and all that. So if you guys have never really seen Patton, you can find it on. Where can you find it? Hey, you can find it on Fandango Now, Vudu, Prime Video, Apple TV. Give it a watch. You might either enjoy it or you might not enjoy it. Anyway, let me leave you guys. Have you ever seen the George C. Scott classic film Patton? If so, what story? Were you a fan of it? Were you not a fan of it? Drop comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This is Timmy signing out.